Hey, hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're going to be talking about driving with Uber Eats versus driving with Grubhub. We're going to be going over some of the similarities and differences and talking about which one is going to make you more money in the end as a driver. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Patrick Cuneta, and I create videos to help people transform themselves and their lives, so make sure you're subscribed and you ring the bell so we can be in alignment. Now, like I said, guys, today we are comparing Uber Eats versus Grubhub, talking about which one is going to be better for you in the end as a driver. And before we begin this video, I want to mention that I've been driving with Uber Eats for over a year and a half and driving with Grubhub for almost a year now. And on both platforms, I've delivered well over 1,000 trips on each. So I'm going to be speaking 100% from experience here. Going to do my best just to be open and honest with you guys about my experience so far. Now let's go ahead and start with some of the similarities between Uber Eats and Grubhub. And as far as the whole system works, they pretty much work the same way. So as a driver, once you're completed with the sign up process, you'll have a driver app on your phone. You open that app up, and whenever you're ready to go, you can go online. And at that point, you're open to accepting any orders that come in from nearby restaurants. Then when an order pops up on your phone, you accept it. Then you navigate your way over to the restaurant, show them the phone, pick up the order, navigate your way over to the customer's house, drop it off, and you get paid on every trip that you complete, with a chance of a tip as well, of course. So like I said, as far as the whole system works, they both work pretty much the same way. But there are going to be a few differences between both of them that are going to definitely affect your experience as a driver. And the first thing that comes to mind is definitely going to be the scheduling system. So with Uber Eats, there is actually no scheduling system at all. Basically, whenever you're ready to drive, you just open the app up and go online. You accept orders for however long you want to. You can go offline whenever you want to, whenever you're done. And that's it. It's pretty much on your own time whenever you're ready to go offline. That's pretty much it. And with Grubhub, it works the same way. You can go online whenever you want to, go offline whenever you want to. However, there is an additional scheduling system on Grubhub, which really makes a difference, and I've actually been using it myself for a pretty long time. And basically how that scheduling system works is once a week, a new schedule will come out for the following week. So for me, it's every Thursday morning, a new schedule comes out for the following Monday through Sunday. And basically, like I said, you just hop on the app, go to the scheduling section, and a bunch of these little shifts are going to pop up. And they're called blocks, and they're all usually 2 to 3 hours each. And basically what you do is you just hop on there every Thursday morning and you tap, and you create the schedule that you want for the following week. And it's just week to week, really. If you want to take time off, if you want to take 2 weeks off, you just don't have to schedule it for yourself. So it doesn't really matter. But there are some advantages to using the scheduling system. And the first thing is that if you're on your schedule, if you're on a scheduled block, you get a guaranteed hourly minimum. And what that means is even if you get no trips, you're still going to get paid. And for me, in my area, it's $11.25 per hour, I believe. So if I'm at home waiting for orders and for some reason it's really slow, I'm still going to make money. It's just always nice to have that peace of mind, that you're not going to be completely wasting your time. However, this really almost never happens though, especially if you're driving around dinner time. Like I usually drive around dinner time every day. Usually I'm just one order after another, and I don't even have to wait in between. Sometimes I might have to wait a few minutes between orders, but it's never really that slow to where I just don't get any orders. That's pretty much never happened to me. But like I said, it's always nice to have that peace of mind. And another difference between the scheduling system and not using it is if you're on your scheduled block, you also get first priority to the orders and also to the higher paying orders. So if you're driving on your block, you might get some better orders as compared to when you're not driving on your block. Now, I have been driving off of the block, and I've still got some orders that were like $20 for one order, and it took me like 20 or 30 minutes. So I've gotten some really high-paying orders off the block. But like I said, Grubhub tells you that you'll make a lot more money on the schedule. So that is one pretty big difference there as well. And another thing that I like about the scheduling system is just that it keeps you more accountable for getting out there and driving, especially if you're driving as your main source of income. It kind of helps you to create a schedule for yourself, create a structure for yourself, and actually make yourself get out there and drive. Because when I first started out, I was just doing Uber Eats, and without having that scheduling system, sometimes I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna drive in like an hour, and then you like just put it off, you know what I mean? And you end up only driving like 10 hours a week instead of 30 hours a week like you wanted to. So, like I said, that scheduling system just kind of keeps you accountable, kind of just keeps you out there on the road and driving and making more money in the end. So that's definitely one advantage that Grubhub has over Uber Eats, is that scheduling system. And another big difference between Uber Eats and Grubhub is how the ordering system works. So as far as the consumer goes, it doesn't really matter. As far as the customer goes, they just order the food, whatever. Now, it's a little bit different between Uber Eats and Grubhub. So basically, when you get an order on Uber Eats, it pops up and you accept it, and it shows you where the restaurant is, right? But it actually does not show you where the customer's house is until you already go to the restaurant, pick up the food, and you hit ready, let's go. Then it'll show you where the customer's house is. Now with Grubhub, it actually shows you where the customer's house is before you even accept the order in the first place. So that is another thing that I really like about Grubhub, is before you accept the order, you can see where you're going to end up going in the end. You can see the overall, overview of that trip from where you are to the restaurant and then to the customer's house, which Uber Eats actually doesn't do for some reason. So that's another little, kind of advantage there. And, another thing talking about, locations is on Grubhub, it keeps you in the city. So Grubhub has like little boundaries outside your city, and you'll actually stay in the city boundaries pretty much the entire time you're delivering. So all the restaurants you pick up from will be in the city. All the houses you drop off to will be in the city. They might be on like the outskirts, but it's pretty much, in that city, and that's it. Now with Uber Eats, there isn't really any boundaries. So for me, I live in Vancouver, Washington, which is like 10 minutes north of Portland, Oregon. Sometimes I'll pick up an order in Vancouver and I have to drive all the way to Portland to drop it off. Sometimes I have to drive like 20-30 minutes south. Sometimes I get stuck in traffic. Sometimes I'll have to go out east to Camas. Sometimes I'll go north out to, Battleground and stuff like that. So sometimes you can end up driving kind of far away out of your city to drop off an order with Uber Eats. And like I said, they don't even show you where the customer's house is until you already pick up the food. You already have it in your car and you're kind of already obligated to go drop it off, obviously, if you have their food. So that is one thing that kind of sucks about Uber Eats, is that it doesn't show you where the house is, and also sometimes you end up going further out of town than normally you'd like to. So those are some of the differences between the orders on, Grubhub and Uber Eats. And another major thing to talk about is also the pay, obviously. That's why we're talking about here today. And, what I've noticed in my experience is the average order on Uber Eats usually make like $5 or $6 per order. And what I've noticed is usually the orders are faster. So usually you'll get like McDonald's or like Taco Bell, just places that are going to be quick. You just kind of go in and out or swing through the drive-thru and you go drop it off. So usually the orders are a little bit faster, but they pay a little bit less. And with Grubhub, the average order I would say is probably like $9 or $10. So it's almost twice as much, per order on Grubhub than it is with Uber Eats. But the restaurants usually do take a little bit longer. You'll have more orders like, maybe like Red Robin or Red Lobster or like a steakhouse or something like that, which obviously are going to take a little more time than, a lot of fast food places. There are quite a bit of fast food places on Grubhub as well, but that's what I've noticed in my experience. The orders pay a bit more, but they also take a little bit longer. But I'd say on average, Grubhub does pay quite a bit better, because a lot of times I get orders that pay me like $15, to like 20, I've done orders over like $25 and $30, and that's crazy compared to Uber Eats, because usually, like I said, Uber Eats, they're quick little orders. Sometimes, you might get orders that are only like $2 or $3, which kind of suck. Sometimes you don't get tipped, but it's the same for Grubhub too. I mean, you can sometimes get really low orders on Grubhub, but like I said, on average, it is quite a bit better than Uber Eats. So like I said, guys, as you might be able to tell already, I do prefer Uber Eats, or I do prefer driving with Grubhub over driving Uber Eats. I have made quite a bit more money with Grubhub and had a better experience with Grubhub overall. Now, before you go out there and only drive Grubhub, I do want to mention something really important, and that is that I still drive Uber Eats all the time. And that's because sometimes Grubhub is going to be really slow. Sometimes Grubhub, you're not going to get any orders. Sometimes you're just going to be sitting there waiting. And sometimes Uber Eats is going to be super busy. So obviously, it's better to drive Uber Eats than to just sit there and do nothing. So a lot of times, I'll actually go online on both of them, and I'll just accept whichever order comes through. And I do prioritize the Grubhub orders a little more than the Uber Eats orders. But sometimes it's good to have that as an extra, just supplemental, source to pull in orders and stuff like that. So guys, like I said, I do definitely recommend driving both of them, signing up for both of them, and just trying out, here and there, whichever one is doing better that certain day. So guys, like I said, usually Grubhub, I do totally fine. I get plenty of orders, but I still definitely drive Uber Eats because sometimes, guys, it's just a lot busier. And a lot of times I have made more money on Uber Eats than I have with Grubhub. But, on average, Grubhub is quite a bit better. I really like that scheduling system. Like I said, the average orders pay a little bit more. They also give you specific pickup times and drop-off times with Grubhub, which Uber Eats doesn't do. That's another small difference as well. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it, though. And that's pretty much the major differences between driving with Uber Eats versus driving with Grubhub. Once again, guys, Grubhub is awesome. I do prefer Grubhub overall, but I still highly, highly, highly recommend driving Uber Eats as well, just for those days when Grubhub isn't that busy, or if you're not making that much money with Grubhub, or maybe you forgot to make a schedule one week. Like I said, it's just good to have it as a second option. And guys, if you are interested in signing up for Uber Eats or Grubhub, I'm going to put both of the sign up links in the description. You just hit those links and it'll take you right where you need to go to sign up and get started really quick. It usually takes a week to complete the entire sign up process and you're ready to go. And guys, those are, like I said, the major differences between both of the apps. That's been my experience so far, and that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if you've been driving with either of them. Let me know your experience. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments, guys. I love to answer all my comments, pretty much all the time. So don't forget to check those out. Don't forget to check out the description as well. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. We got plenty more coming soon. Your mind is much more powerful than you think. Have a great day. Peace.